We went away for a week for a funeral, and I thought I would show you what I packed with me makeup wise on this trip. Unfortunately, we had to go away for a week, and with that I packed some makeup with me, and I thought it'd be interesting to show you what I packed. And I do have to say that although we were gone for a week, I only wore makeup one day, and I didn't really do full coverage. Alright, so the very first thing I brought with me was my Milani SPF BFF primer. And the way that I use this is I actually went into my Seint palette, which I broke. And by I mean my baby broke. She grabbed it. But I'm going to pick up a little bit of my all over shade, which is Candlelit, and I'm going to mix that together with this. This is a great way to use it for the summertime if you don't really want a full coverage, because it is getting hot out. And I don't know about you, but I'm not big into full coverage. So this is how much I'm using of each. And I'm just going to mix them together in my palm and apply that all over. I'm basically creating my own CC cream. The next thing I brought with me was the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Peach. I brought this one with me just because I couldn't find my Seint color corrector that I normally use, and it's a blush and a lip color, but not a big deal. This one works wonderful, and it's pretty small, so I wasn't too worried about it. And I did need this while I was gone because sleep was very hard to come by. Here's the bag that I brought with me. And this contains all my brushes and whatever extras I wanted to bring. Alright, so I went and brought my contour shade, which is Indigo. And I'm just going to do my face as I normally would. Use my highlighter. I did use my brightener shade more to just kind of spot treat areas I didn't want as noticeable. But for the most part, I just did a very light cover. I'm going to use my bronzer and my blush before I start to blend. And for blush, I brought Boardwalk just because it's a very neutral shade. I didn't want anything too colorful since it was a funeral, and I had no intention of really going out and wearing makeup. As far as eyeshadows go, this is what I brought with me. I have Drift, Trust, Sedona, Pup, and Riviera. And I figured I was just going to do a very neutral eyeshadow, and so I'll show you what I ended up doing. I picked up Drift and I put that as my brow bone highlight. I know it's kind of weird to start with the brow bone highlight, but that's what I did. And then I went into Pup and put that all over. I did not use a primer just because I figured I would use my brightener shade as my primer, and it worked great. Then I went into Sedona and I put that in my crease. That's again this darker shade. And I just put that in the crease and the outer corner. I did record in the hotel, however, the lighting was absolutely horrible. And on top of that, you could hear the little one screaming in the background because she was trying to get into the room where I was. So, unfortunately, I had to scrap it. And I figured when I got home I would redo it for you. I'm just going to use my finger and pick up Riviera. And I just put that on the inner part of my lid. I didn't really want a bunch of shine. I just wanted just a little bit of shimmer, and just blend that together. It's a very simple eye look. I did line my lash line with Trust, so I'll do that again. It says dark brown, and I'm just going to do a very messy line. I'm going to use Drift again, and I'm going to put that in my inner corner. And then I'm going to pick up Sedona again and just kind of smudge that on the bottom, making sure to connect to the top. And then just mascara. And for mascara, I brought Thrive Mascara. I am not a crier, so I didn't bring waterproof mascara. but I did cry, and I regret not having waterproof mascara. We're gonna put this on the bottom first, and then I will do the top lashes. For my brows, which I already did off camera, I brought my usual and my favorite, which is Kosas. I brought the brow pencil and the brow gel. They're my go-to. They're absolutely amazing. I brought Believe Beauty setting spray, so let's use this. And I just did a nice little light mist before I set certain areas with the Rimmel Stay Matte. For the powder, I did set certain areas. I did my usual, which is under the eye. I did right on my jawline and around, and then down the nose and the forehead. Because we were outside, I wanted to set my cream makeup, and I just wanted to make it last a little bit. It didn't, and that's my fault, and that's because I was crying. So I brought the Ulta Beauty 3-in-1 powder, and I just set my contoured areas and my blush, and I did end up using a little bit of highlight. And then I did another round of setting spray just to make all the powder melt into the face. I have to say that this powder has quickly become a favorite of mine, and I'm so glad I found this. I absolutely love using it to set the makeup if I want it to last a lot longer, and it looks really, really pretty on the skin. The last thing I brought with me was just an e.l.f. Hydrating Core lipstick. I brought it in Happy. I didn't want lipstick. I just wanted a nice moisturizing lip because it was hot. That was everything that I brought with me on this trip, and it was literally everything that was my tried and true and that I knew would last and that I could do whatever I wanted with. If I wanted full coverage, I could do full coverage. If I wanted light coverage, light coverage. And same for the eyes. I could even do a smoky brown eyeshadow look if I wanted to, or I could have just been very neutral or simple like what I did. It was exactly what I needed. I had so many different looks in just one palette, and that's another reason why I'm a huge fan of Seint. I didn't even use all the space that I needed. I didn't use any of this. I brought these with me, but I didn't use them. I brought all this, and I didn't even use a single thing on this one. I just stuck with basically these shades right here. I could have done a smaller palette, but honestly I was in such a hurry to leave here that I didn't feel like going through my palette. All the items I used today will be listed down below. I hope you have a lovely week wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Bye.